big test awaits. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today this is the matchday preview for Bayern Munich away. Of course it is technically our last pre-season game, as of course it is now less than a week until the Super Cup in Italy against the Champions League winners PSG. So yeah, make sure to smash the like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Actually, before I do start the video, we are very close to 400 subscribers. I think last time I checked, I was on 392. So if you can share the channel around, or even if you're new, press the red subscribe button. It costs absolutely nothing, and you get to see my face on your screen every week. But yeah, anyway, let's get into the form in the last 6 games for both teams. So we'll start with Spurs, as we are the away side in Munich today. Of course, we have a draw, win, draw, win, and a loss. Our last game was a 1-1 draw in South Korea against Newcastle. Bayern Munich have a win, loss, win, and a win. Their last game was a 2-1 win against Lyon. Okay then, so what's my score prediction for today's game against Bayern Munich? Now, I think this is going to be an interesting game. I think the next 2 games for Spurs will be quite interesting, as of course, as we know, Tottenham will be playing in the Champions League this season. And you never know, we could be facing Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and we could be facing PSG in the Champions League as well. So the next 2 games for Spurs, I think it's going to be a test of what we're going to expect in the Champions League. And I think going into the Champions League, I think you look at the current team we've got at the moment, I don't think it's really anywhere near Champions League level, in my opinion. You know, I think you look at the attack, it's okay, but it could be better. I think we need to get a left winger. You know, Heung-min Son leaving, obviously it's a massive blow, obviously, and of course very upsetting that he's gone, because obviously he is a club legend. But we need to get a left winger. I mean, I have seen reports this morning that apparently we're not going to get a replacement, which is kind of stupid, really. I think we need to get a replacement for Son, because no offence to the likes of Tell Odibert, but I don't think they're going to get the numbers that Sonny's going to get. So I think we need to get a left winger. I think we need to get a backup left back, because obviously we know that Destiny Udogie is injured at the minute, and I know we've got Van der Ven can play left back, Ben Davies, what's his name? Spence. What happens if them 3 all get injured? Who are going to play at left back? That's the whole point. I think we need to get a backup left back. And I think we need to get a number 10 as well, because it's been confirmed this morning that James Maddison's going to undergo surgery for a ligament injury in his knee, for like an ACL or something. So, you know, here it is now actually on Sky. That Maddison's to have surgery after rupturing his ACL in his knee in pre-season. Everyone knows how long an ACL injury takes to recover. It takes a long time. It's like 8-9 months. So he's most likely going to be out for most of the season. He'll probably be out till, what, April? Between, I don't know, maybe between March and April, maybe. So that's literally what. You got August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's what, like 7-8 months of the season without James Maddison. So we need to sign a number. I think it is crucial that we sign a number 10, because we sign a number 10. Because if we don't, you know, that there's no creativity in that team. There is none. And I mean, you know, people will say, "Oh, Zach, what about Kulusevski? What about etc." Don't get me wrong, you know, the likes of Kulusevski and Kudus and all that, they're more wingers. They're not really players that will sit in the middle of the park and pick up the scraps in the middle and play it out wide. James Maddison is a player who will do that. Kudus can play in the 10, but he's more of a winger. Kulusevski can play in the 10, but again, he's more of a winger. We need to, I cannot stress enough that we need to sign a number 10, because if we don't, we're screwed. We are screwed. But anyway, I'm kind of waffling on now. But yeah, I think coming into this game tonight, like I said, it's going to be a test. Bayern Munich are a very good side. I mean, obviously, I did watch Bayern in the Club World Cup. They looked decent, to be fair. You know, I watched their game with Auckland City. I mean, Auckland City, I know they're a semi-professional team, but they spanked them. Against Flamengo, they looked good. And I thought even though they did get knocked out by PSG, I thought they did play quite well against PSG. But, you know, it's going to be a tight game. But realistically, Bayern will win. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 Bayern win. Okay, then so what's my predicted lineup for today's game against Bayern Munich? So in goal, I'm going to go with Guglielmo Vicario. Obviously, Vicario was rested in that Newcastle game, but I think he will return in goal. I think, in my opinion, as you can see on the screen, I think we need to go with a bit of a strong team. Because obviously, Bayern and PSG obviously are two very strong teams. Anyway, defence, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van de Ven and Jed Spence. I think it'll be the same defence that started in that North London derby game against Arsenal. I do think João Palhinha will make his debut today. Obviously, we have got Palhinha on loan from Bayern. I think his last game, obviously, was for Bayern Munich. I think in the Flamengo game, I think in the Club World Cup. So, quite a long time ago. And I think, you know, Palhinha will want to get minutes in the tank. So, I think he'll start alongside Rodrigo Bentancur. I'm going to go with Mohamed Kudus on the right wing. Obviously, came on against Newcastle, looked quite good. I think he'll start in this game. I think perhaps Sarr will start in the 10. I think he has played there in a bit of pre-season. I think he has played there for a little bit of pre-season, but I don't think, you know, I think he'll kind of drop off a little bit. You know, I don't think he'll be particularly in that number 10 role. He'll probably drop back a little bit to help, you know, Palhinha and Bentancur. So I think when we don't have the ball, I think Sarr will drop and then it'll become a bit more of a 4-3-3. Then when we have the ball, I think Sarr will push up to make it a 4-2-3-1. I think Odubert will start on the left wing. Thomas Frank, I did see something that I think, like I've already said, I'm not sure if I said it already or not, I probably have. That obviously Spurs don't really want to look for a Son replacement. I think Frank said as well that he trusts Odubert and he believes in him. So I think Odubert will start. If he believes in Odubert, I think he'll start Odubert today. We'll have to see how he gets on. And I think it will be Richarlison to lead the line up front. It'll either be Richarlison or Tau, but I think it will be Richarlison. Tau obviously started against Newcastle. Richarlison, I think, came on, but I think Richarlison will start this game, in my opinion. So, yeah, predicted lineup there. Vicario in goal. Porro, Romero, Van de Ven and Spence in the defence. Bentancur alongside the debutant João Palhinha. Kudus, Sarr and Odubert with Richarlison leading the line. So, yeah, thank you for watching this video. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.